This is an interview conducted on THEGAME Devon Chainmud podcast. Sue and Peter both have full-time jobs and have had illustrious careers, spanning across gaming, film, and tech companies. Their partnership started over 5 years ago, and currently their company,
UGO3D,
has a potential valuation of $200 million. They have also met with the biggest investors in Silicon Valley, and have even walked away from life-changing deals, now fresh from their release of GameFi, an app that turns any player into a playable avatar on every smartphone available. They are on the cusp of hitting it big. Song Buk-sun, Su, is fundamentally a visual effects artist at heart. His career has taken him across many different companies and industries. He was at Blur Studio, while making high-quality game cinematics. He was also a CG supervisor making commercials at the likes of Honda and Sci-Fi. In addition, he spent 5 years at Sony Pictures Animation, working on Hotel Transylvania and Clouded with a Chance of Meatball. This led Sue to working on live-action movies, like Oblivion, Snow White and the Huntsman, and The Amazing Spider-Man. After working so long in the movies industry, he made his return to games on Metal Gear Solid 5 as the lead VFX artist. His partner Peter Yu is not a slouch in the slightest. Although Peter never worked in games, his passion led him to working at the biggest companies in the tech industry as an infrastructure engineer at NVIDIA, Samsung, and Intel. His 20 years plus of experience has helped their company UGO3D thrive. How they met. Sue and Peter laughs, as Peter recalls that, Sue and I know each other a little bit too much for too many years. There's a reason why most investors are more willing to bet on partnerships more so than solo startups. By simply having someone to bounce ideas off of increases exponentially the success rate of a company. So it was clear from the interview that both Sue and Peter were clearly well with each other and most importantly respected what both brings to the table. Sue and I have a background on different areas, and we have been trying things out for many years. The latest venture that we have been doing for over 5 years now. So this where our gaming and tech knowledge is married together. We are now doing something by having yourself, the gamers, be put into the game itself. And again, you hear a lot about this in virtual and augmented reality, but no company out there has ever brought it to everyone. That's the area where we come in. Imagine putting yourself in the first-person scenario in any game that you are playing today. We are very close to achieving this. We already have partners using our technology to enable and bring the future nearer to us. Complementary partners. Peter and I are very different. Tech-wise, I am closer to being an artist, but Peter is an engineer. He specializes in securities and handling servers, and keeping the data safe. I am more about content creation. So this is a perfect match. We'll deal with a lot of online privacy, storing facial data, and without security it can be very dangerous. We have to take a lot of risks. But thankfully Peter does all this magic under the table, so we do not have to worry about anything. He's very polite, but he actually created some security systems for the Korean government all by himself, as one of his previous jobs. Beginning of UGO3D, after I worked on Metal Gear Solid, I had an idea. I reached to one of my older friends at Harvard working in the medical engineering department. He agreed to meet with me to listen to my pitch about converting people data in real time to 3D, and then become an online avatar, primarily using CAD, computed tomography, data. We can make a lot of money. So after I was brainstorming with him, I told him to give me a few days to think about it. After I made a prototype and showed him, he was blown away. It was way more than what he expected, and he parted with, "Okay, give me some time. I will come up with something with this." And then a few months later he called all of a sudden saying, "Hey, so we are ready." I said to him, "What do you mean, ready?" He responds, "Oh, with that investment money and all you have to do, you sell the entire license and idea to this company, and then you get a paycheck every month." This is not what I wanted. I did not want to sell my entire idea, and I wanted to continue developing this idea. I wanted to go on a different path, and I need to do something closer to game-related. So I came up with the idea and started talking to Peter. Peter at the time was really busy, so we talked again a few months later. He just finished the security system for the Korean government, the sector that is the equivalent of the FBI in Korea, all by himself. That blew my mind, and knew we could do something amazing. That's how we got started working together. Back to Silicon Valley, we came up with many different ideas with several different prototypes. We created one with real-time capture for furniture generation, using 3D data in real time. The other one we made was playing with our technology. 5 years ago, a prototype using our technology was groundbreaking. This is way before Apple popularizing the space. Our app would scan 3D data generating in real time to place furniture in your physical space. People loved it so much. We also explored plastic surgery by allowing you to scan your face and have the ability to fix stuff. We made like 4 to 5 different prototypes within a year. That led to a great investment meeting with Kleiner Perkins Cloudfield Buyers, which is one of the biggest venture capital in Silicon Valley that were the initial investors for Facebook and Amazon. This was 4 years ago when we had that meeting, and somehow investors knew we had a meeting set with and would contact us saying, "I do not even know what you guys making, but if put their money into it, we will follow. Let us put money into your project." Sue mentioned earlier that he is passionate about looking at CAT scan technology and making that more accessible. Sue and I are not doctors, and we freak out even with seeing a little bit of blood. So we want to explore this right. We are both crawling around and reaching out to doctors out there that shares a similar passion, that has more insight and uses the technology in their everyday practice. We connected through our network of friends and ended up talking with Stanford professors. We cannot really announce the project or name of it here because of NDA, but we worked on something that is one of the biggest Stanford researcher project ever conducted. We prototyped a real-time facial scan for plastic surgery and showed it to them, and they loved it. They wanted to use it for their research. Stanford Medical Research is the biggest well-established project ever. They ended up capturing 30,000 human faces. So this sample number is the biggest number in their history. They never used that many human patients, and it cost a lot of money. We ended up making a contract with them. We delivered that medical grade scanner tech in 2 months to Stanford Medical Group. They use it everywhere around the world right now. Stanford Medical was so happy with the collaboration that they connected us to a good friend at At the time, we were so stupid that I had to Google them to figure out that they were the biggest venture capitalist firm in Silicon Valley. Getting a valuation, we finished the first meeting with and it went really well. Then we got a second meeting, followed by a third. We had 2 external people they invited to review our valuation. They spent about an hour asking questions, looking at our prototype. After a week they gave us our future valuation. that if we launch, within 3 years our company would bill $200.
000
$000 value, not selling themselves short. It is a long journey. I must say Sue and I first thought that Go3D is a .com startup, because this is how other companies do it. So we are thinking that we can sell our ideas and go to a first round, funding to a second round, and succeed. We had that moment and walking that line, but we realized that this is not what we really wanted to do. If we do this and we sell it, we would be fine for a little while, and then what? It's all about the passion. We had a hard time dealing with that, meeting with all these fancy investors that were beyond our imagination. However, at the end, we decided that we should try to strike it on our own for a while if what we will have is really good. So instead of locking it to one particular company or investor, why do not we make it so that everyone can enjoy our work? 3D is just a different world. I can see it and I can enjoy it, but I can never make it professionally as a regular consumer. I will give you an example. There were times that the 3D printer were a little popular. The price went down significantly, where you can buy one for $300 or $500.